All right, welcome everybody. This is Paul with Southern Adirondack Outdoors. On the mill today, we have a naked larch. I had to strip all the bark off of it because it's so full of gravel and dirt and no way around it. It is currently 10'4" long, about 27 by 28 on the big end and 25 by 23 on the small end. As you can see, I found an issue. I got some metal, I think fencing. There's two wires sticking up there, and then they go down to here and they join into one. I think it's some sort of fencing, I'm not 100% sure. So I can come back and cut it here, hopefully high enough where I'll miss all the fencing. So this is going to be siding for a camp, and will be 1x10s and 1x12s. So first up, I'm going to cut it 8'10", I think it was. Well, it moved around a little bit, so I'm going to readjust the log, make sure it's where I want it, and then I'll bring it back. Oh, I suppose you want to see this hunk roll off, don't you? Let's do it. Okay, hopefully get rid of all these fencing stuff. Okay, hopefully get rid of all these fencing stuff. Uh-oh. Well, we may still have a problem. That fencing was in this little hollow. Oops, can't see. That fencing came up through this little hollow you see here. I'm wondering if that's some sort of stain from it. And maybe more over here. Well, guess we'll have to fire up the saw and see what happens. I'm ready to cut. My first cut's going to look very wasteful. It's going to come down into this area, and that is because of a crack. I think it's from the tree fell. This crack here, and it looks worse on the other side. Take you over there. Goes all the way down here, and if you look at it from the end of the log, probably not great light. You can see it goes all the way across. So I can come through just below that, but before I do that, I'm going to take a couple cuts up above it to maybe get something out of there. Maybe some slabs or something. We'll see. Okay, well, good news, bad news. The saw is cutting pretty good. Unfortunately, it's cutting metal pretty good. And the tooth might be a couple teeth out of whack. Hope you can't see anything, can you? So the wood is cutting nicely. I hope that's not metal too. Down here by this knot or whatever it is, hit 2 more. Some days. All right, well, I'm gonna take another hunk off. That'll bring us down to about 8'4". Let's see, do we have any black? Oh, you're way up there. Wow. Who the heck put you up there? You're on top of the mast there. And we still have a little bit of black showing. Nothing shiny. So I think we'll give it another go. Let's see how the cut quality is if I didn't change the blade. Okay, we're out of there's the crack, we gotta get below that. Yeah, we're getting a little getting little chatter marks. Not bad for camp siding. Help hold stain better. Anyway, so wood's looking nice. There's one black mark here that's concerning me. I don't see any sign of metal, but and here's that crack showing, just starting to show through. And here it is along the side, so the next cut down will get rid of that. So this piece may be garbage, at least down to here-ish. Might be able to use that for something. So hopefully you got rid of all the crack. Well, maybe not quite. That'll work. We still got a little bit here. Let's see, how wide are we here? Oh crap. Excuse me, I didn't say that. Oh, not a nice thing to find. Okay. Maybe we're gonna call it quits today. You know, some days you shouldn't get up. It's not the right timing to do something. More metal, looks like more fencing. Same diameter. And blade's cutting through. Let me see let me put you back here and get the level and see how level it is. If it's still cutting flat, I'll still use the blade. And looking pretty good. Down here. A little dip right here. Can't really feel it. Yeah, okay. So I think we'll continue to use that blade for a little bit. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. Well, you know, one of those days. Anyways, we'll get back on it tomorrow. That's only been a few seconds for you, but it's next day for me, next morning. And the first order of business is to roll this over 180 degrees. And then we're going to take a cap cut off the other side to see if this wire goes all the way through. I think it goes straight down through. And if it does, then what I may be able to do is take up this section. Of course, I haven't run into anything from that mark yet, so we'll see. Uh-oh. Nope. Ooh, he wants to roll. Okay. Just had to readjust the hook because it was sitting on the log stop. Should I go 90? No, we're going 180. That's a boom. Actually, it wasn't bad. Okay, come through about 18 and hopefully not hit any of the fencing or wire or whatever it is. All right, well, let's see what we got. Well, definitely have to go down one more cut regardless. Well, this is interesting, I guess. Let's see, can you guys see? I didn't find any wire. At least that's obvious at the moment. There's a little cluster of, that looks like a old twig, but I'm curious about the blackness around it. These other ones here look more metallic. I'm not getting anything. It's soft. Maybe they're old bug holes or old where twigs grew out. I don't know. All right. We'll keep on going. I heard some sort of little zing that time up in here somewhere. Yep, wire. Or a really long skinny nail going through the whole log. They're still cutting flat. A little bit of chatter. We got a little bit of chatter going on here, not bad. These are the spots I showed earlier, but an inch down. And there's the metal. A little piece of wire there or something. Wire, fencing. So let's see, I cut off about 1.5 feet there, another 4 or 5 inches there. So that's what, close to 2 feet I cut off. Maybe a little less. So 2 feet to here. 3, 4, 5, so about 5.5 feet up from the stump. A wire. Well, I think it's gone plan B. All right, so what's plan B? Well, I think I'm gonna take a couple more off the top, flip it over, take a couple more off the bottom to get it to be a 12-inch thick cant. And then stand it up and hopefully get some 1x12s out of it. I'll be cutting slow because of the condition of the blade. It's cutting flat, but it's just cutting slow. So I'll probably speed up most of this footage here. One possibility Yep, that's the wire still. I'm hoping when I stand it up that the saw blade still cuts the wire roughly this way rather than dead on. If I hit the whole wire at once with the blade, the whole length of it, that could be interesting. Okay. I actually took those at 1 1/4 inch, so they'll be for our own use, won't be going to the camp. So I'm about 14 1/8. So I'll flip it over and take a couple more on the other side. I don't like having all this above and standing there, so. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a skinnier cut. Still got a little bit of cracking happening down this end. So a skinny cut and then a 5/4 cut. That's probably about a 1/2 inch or so. Uh-oh. About a 1/2 inch or so. Guess I put it in the wrong spot. Dust delivery too. A little safer spot. I didn't hear anything that time, metal-wise, but there it is. Two little pieces of wire. And now we're starting to dive a little bit, dip and dive. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think I'll find an old but still hopefully sharp blade. I got the cant stood upright. And then come through, take this cap off into slice two sections. So I can come through about 23 and a half and about 22 and a half, 23 and 22 and a half. Just to save some bulk down there. And I can come down making 1x12s until I get to this area, a little above it probably. Then flip it over and go from the other side. That way I'll hopefully leave all that metal wire in a chunk in the middle. And here's Andy. Andy's coming back. I sent him word to get a can of gas. Sawmill's getting low. I did on that last pass, hit a nail, I didn't hear it, or wire or something. Well, that's it so far. Wood's looking pretty good. Still looking flat. We got all those boards off, and we're down to the last, oh, I didn't even measure, 6 inches or so. About 6 3/4, 6 5/8. And that blade is still cutting flat. Wood-Mizer double hard 10 degree. So I think we'll just keep on going with it. And I'm gonna go right to the bottom. I'm not gonna leave a chunk in the middle, I'll just cut right through it. This blade is not long for this world anyways. Right down there. Okay, well I did find a flitch here. I can make a 1x10. These for 1x12s or 1x10s. And there's 18 1x12s there. I'm going to charge them for 12 because a bunch of them have the pith down the middle and it's cracking already. So those I can use for battens. Cut them down for battens or something. Anyways, hope you like this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And we'll see you again next time. Okay, have a good day.